Ashley Peoples, the Senior Executive Sales Leader with Norwex. I wanted to go over how you open a party. So if you go to your back office, you're going to click on View All. Go to whatever party you want to. Let's just say, for instance, this one. I know I'm working on this one. So you'd fill out the party information. I've already kind of done that. It's pretty self-explanatory. Click on Next. This is important. Where do you want to get it shipped to? I personally get my local parties shipped to me. You can also set your default settings somewhere, I think, underneath my business. And if you want it to all ship to the hostess, you can click here, or if you want it to all directly ship to all of the guests, then you would obviously click here. If you ever run into the issue where the gray stuff is not changing and you need it to ship elsewhere, you can click Other and change the shipping address. Or let's say, for instance, one of my hostesses got married and I needed to change her last name since her booking. So I went here and I clicked on Other. We can go to Next. Adding in guest orders. So I'll just enter in one of my orders right now as we write. Okay, so if you don't have an email, you would click on, obviously, no email. Okay, and then address. I mean, you can put your address in. You don't have to necessarily. And then you would do, make sure that you know whether or not you're shipping directly to this guest. Maybe it's somebody that showed up at your party and then it was a local party for you, but this guest traveled an hour to get there. That's when you would want to offer direct shipping to the guest. So you can click on Yes. Obviously, you would need to put their address information for that. Click on Save. Oops, sorry. This is already in my contacts, so no email, save guest. Okay. So then after you save the guest, then you can go to add new guest up here or here. So whichever. I'm sorry, back up. Once you add the guest, you can go and click on their little cart, and that's where you would add the items that this person wants. Okay. So she wants the ergonomic toilet brush. Add that. And then depending on how they paid you, obviously, you're going to select credit card, cash, or check. This person was a check. And then you're going to type in the check number right here. Click on Add. Okay, your payment has been applied. So then I would go to the next guest. And sometimes if somebody is a credit card, right now our system currently pre-authorizes credit cards. So I made a boo-boo myself and I'm learning. I'm still learning this, but you don't necessarily want to put the payment in if it's a credit card, especially until the very end when you're ready to close, because people can still call you and want to tack on something. Or let's say, for instance, my hostess, I had two hostesses that threw a party together, and they actually reached enough sales to where they can split their party. They had two bookings, so it was totally legit. But what happened was I already put the credit card payment in for $750 worth of items. So I was having a hard time splitting it because I didn't want to delete any payments because they were already pre-authorized. So anyway, all that being said, you can add a new guest afterwards and go from there. You're going to see, your total sub A rise from there and see, what the hostess has currently earned. Okay, let's just skip to the next part and pretend like I put all the orders in. Review bookings. So here's where you can add a new booking. So if it's the current hostess, they can rebook themselves. You would just, obviously, you can rename it whatever, Connie Hoffa's second party or whatever, party date and time. Or let's just say it's somebody that was a buying guest at the party. They're going to have it all listed here. Or let's say it was a random booking that you got, and you can put it underneath this guest. Or maybe it was somebody that placed an online order, and you'd want to put their stuff on here if they didn't have their address. Okay, so moving on, after you get that, you would add the host order, obviously, after you get all of the items in. This is where you would enter what the hostess wants, and it would have a balance left over right here. When you get to the next one, obviously we're just going to say, yes, you wouldn't want to normally do that. Okay, so if you owe, this is the tricky part, if you owe Norwex anything when you go to close the party, then you pay it here. If, let's just say, everybody pays credit card, or the vast majority pays credit card, Norwex is going to owe you money. Okay, so it's going to go into your pending commissions, which you would find right here, account balance. So you click on that after the party. So you wouldn't necessarily owe Norwex anything. But let's just say all these guests decided to pay cash or credit card. That means that you're holding 100% of the profits, okay? So you're going to have to give back 65% of that, and you're keeping 35%. So you're going to have to close it out and put this payment on like your business debit card, where you deposited all of the funds and you're giving back Norwex 65%. Hopefully that makes sense. What I do is I like to actually rack up points on a credit card. So I chose a credit card where I got really great return points towards airline miles, and I close it on my business credit card, and then I pay it off right away. Some kind of double dipping, if you will. When you go to review and submit, obviously it's not going to let me do that right now. Almost finished, so I don't want to like completely close this, but what I wanted to show you is you can see right here, you can show me how to earn even more. All the stuff is detailed for you at the end, but if it was really like the true one, you can actually submit it, and then there's going to be a pick slip that you can actually print off for your hostess if it's shipped directly to them, or you can email it to them as well. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense to you. I'm going to go ahead and close this. Hopefully it helped you guys out. Thanks, you guys.